When we talk about status, what we're really talking about is an ongoing dialogue with a customer, a sponsor, or management. The purpose behind that is they have committed funding and resources to us as a project manager, in return for which they want to get regular updates on what's happening with their money. Or they're, in exchange for their budget and funding, is value being delivered? And is the value being delivered in alignment with the commitment we made? Consider, I want to redo my master bathroom. I hire a general contractor and I commit to give him $10,000 to upgrade my bathroom. Don't you think I want to know what's going on? I mean, he may come in, he'll do some measurements, he's going to order a bunch of materials, somebody will come in with a sledgehammer, take out my bathtub, take out my floor, remove my sink. Every now and again, I'm going to want to say, hey, how's it going? When's this going to be done? You run into any problems? That's really the exchange of information in status reporting. It needs to be brief. It should be standalone. In other words, it should tell a story. We should not have to resort to other documents or or memory on what this project is about. We could be talking to a sponsor who's responsible for 10, 20, or 50 projects. This is one of many. It's certainly important to you as the project manager, and it's important to your sponsor, but let's remind him of what the project is. That's what I mean by standalone. And we want to emphasize the objective over the subjective. And by objective, what I mean is we look at the budget, what was our original projection, what's our actual to date, estimate to complete, and estimate at completion, and then any variances. And any variances, positive or negative, should have an associated discussion on why there's a variance, giving a reason for why we're not meeting commitment as well as we would like, or to what we've originally committed to. Let's look at a couple of examples of a status report. Here's one. It's a mid-project status report. The project summary: increase members' experience by decreasing wait times. Okay. This might be one of many projects trying to meet that value. We've got 2 pending issues, the implications, and a possible resolution. Is that it? What does this mean to the project overall? Is the project, with the exception of Leslie, who broke her arm, there's other people working on this project. Are they proceeding as planned? Do we have any budget or schedule issues? This project, or this report to me, does not give me a full story. It's not standalone. It's not really objective. It's not really focused on the full parameters around this project increasing members' experience. Let's look at another example here. Here's a project to build an additional parking structure adjacent to a boat dock in Redwood City. Scope is on track. We've got signals here, traffic signals, green, yellow, red. Scope is good. Schedule is proceeding under caution, and budget is red, meaning we're not in a good shape on budget. Why is that? Well, scope is on track. Schedule has caution because of a garage, and we're waiting for garage entry approval from Caltrans. The design budget was exceeded because the city has expanded their scope to comply with Caltrans specifications. So I could also have put scope in yellow here. The reason I didn't is there's a change down below that's already been approved. So the scope has already increased, but the budget has not yet increased formally. A greater rental costs more than we anticipated. Now let's look at the data. Here's our budget data. Based upon phases, material, equipment, we see, is it started? Is it complete? What's our plan, our earn, actual cost, and our variances? We get in a complete picture of the project. And then to add to that, we see our deliverables and the cost in hours and actual hours based upon our deliverable. So I could probably have put a variance column in here, which would have been very useful to track my cumulative variance based upon how things are not exactly going to plan. Let's look at the next page, if I can figure out how to get there. There we go. None of these tasks have started yet, so there's no variance, there's no actuals to apply. When we look at effort, we can see based upon the resources contracted, what are planned hours, the actual hours, and here's a variance. And actually we have a positive variance here, which is a good thing, but the estimated completion shows we're going to be over what our original plan was, and that's not a good thing. And finally, here's our milestones. Our main milestones of the project, the projected end date, actual end dates, variance, and the cumulative variance. Remember I said the schedule is in red. The project is behind schedule by 3 weeks. Actually, schedule is yellow. The project is behind schedule by 3 weeks. I actually probably should put the schedule in red as well as the budget. And if I come down, I have here are my change orders. The changes that have been, here's why budget is red. I have $50,000 additional in funding I need, and that is pending. It's not yet been approved, so that $50,000 has not yet been added to my budget. Once it's added to the budget, then I can put budget back into green, and that will reconcile these cost issues based upon that approved change. And the last column here is issues. We found nesting bay turns, and the city has requested additional engineering study. We have an impact on the schedule, and an additional month for the study has been is required. So this is a complete status report, tells a full story. I could have been, it doesn't have to be this extensive, and I don't expect student status reports to be extensive. Pick what's important to your organization. Is it reporting on earned value management? Is it reporting off of milestones? In Module 5, our EVM assignment, homework assignment, showed where EVM could mislead us into thinking everything is good in the project when in fact we're behind. I really like reporting on dates and variances on dates. I hope this has been helpful for you, and we'll talk later.